Hello, welcome to Team Primetime's enrichment meeting for January and February of this year. We'll be going over the art contests and STEAM activities for the 2 months because we're going to combine them similar to what we did with November and December. So you'll have 4 weeks to get all these items done. And I'm going to go into more detail about the activity plans. And if you have questions, we'll wait till the end, or you can put them in the chat. I'm going to share my screen and do a presentation first to go through everything, and then I'll end with the activity plan. And then if you have any questions, we'll discuss afterwards. And then if we run out of time, you can email me individually and I can help you from there. Awesome. So let me just do a quick screen grab of who is on the call, just in case the recording doesn't work. But I will submit the hour of payroll for you if you didn't sign in to Time Clock Wizard. Awesome. Okay, let's share my screen. All right, so let me just move this out of the way. Okay, cool. So today is the meeting. So there's 4 components to our after-school program and our enrichment program. And they include our monthly art meetings, which you are currently in, our Mystery Art Box Challenge, our all-site monthly art projects. Those are the contests, and we can build that. And then site-based projects. So there's 5 components. Coming to the meeting is one of them, and then there's 4 things that we are known for Team Primetime. So site-based are things that you do at your site individually. Those are what your specialized instructors were hired for. So if they do video making, they do photography, they do pottery, whatever your specialists have at your site, that is what site-based projects are. And those are the educational enrichment programs, which we'll need activity plans for. The other 3 items are art contests that I provide for you. So I give you the materials for those. Mystery Art Box Challenge and We Can Build That are our specialized programming for our Team Primetime. So those are what we want all sites to do. So all 18 schools were required to do those 2. The other projects, the all-site monthly art projects, those are optional, but I encourage you to do it because it's just, I give you all the supplies, you just have to run the program. All right, so let's get to the good stuff. So January, February contests, I will email you the item when the items are ready at the office. I'm just going to get supplies for everybody. So if you choose to do the other options for the month, those will be available to you. And everything has the same due date, which is going to be Friday, February 17th. So we have 4 weeks to get all these completed. So your site director will have to plan ahead and put those on the weekly schedule. So you know when they're going to happen, and you can advertise to students and say, hey, we're going to do this on this day. And so they're excited. If you need to incentivize these programs, again, Mystery Art Box and We Can Build It are stuff you must do. So if it's 1 student, it should be at least like 2 or 3 students. Do not force kids to do art. That is no fun. So if you need to incentivize it, you can have pizza parties, you can have a chip party or something, whatever your kids like, make it happen, make it fun, make it a monthly fun activity, put it on the calendar, make sure kids benefit from it, because it is fun. It's supposed to be fun. And these 2, Mystery Art Box and We Can Build It, are group projects. So more students, they can bond and things like that. So, and then our other art contests that are optional, we're going to do a new contest called Positive and Negative Space Art. I'll give you a step-by-step instruction page with the printout of the monthly contest. So you'll see what I'm asking for. And then the other contest will be clay creatures. And you'll design your own creatures. We've done this in previous years and it's had some great results. These are some examples of what we've done in the past. Again, I will go into more detail in a later slide. So Mystery Art Box Challenge for January and February. I'm gonna ruin the surprise for you, but don't ruin it for your students. So this month, Webster, they won Mystery Art Box Challenge in October. So they picked the theme for this month, and it's Minecraft. And we are going to design and decorate giant Connect 4 boards. So I'll provide those for you, and along with paint and markers. So again, the theme is Minecraft, and these are what the Connect 4 boards are going to look like. Itemized list. So this is what I'm going to give you in, with the Mr. Art box. So again, nothing new from previous months. You'll get a printout of all these items. And this is what the itemized list looks like. You will fill this out, take a picture of it along with the picture of your entry. Please give your project a title. It makes it more fun. It is a blind vote when we vote. So if you put your school's name in the title, it kind of ruins the surprise of who did it, but it's up to you if you want to put your school's name in the title. But again, it kind of gives away which school did which. So again, this is what I'm going to print out and hand with the supplies. So you're going to get the actual Connect 4 board and paint and markers. Please don't use anything else that's not provided. Don't use construction paper, cardboard, anything that I don't give you that's not on this list. Don't use it, because then you'll be disqualified. So if you any questions on that, I think that's pretty straightforward. Again, this will be due on the 17th. If you want to wait till the last minute to do so, fine, but again, you have 4 weeks to plan ahead. So you can do one of these or contests a week, or however it works best for your school. And then the two other optional contests are going to be the positive and negative space art. This is exactly what I want as the site director or site winner picture. So 2 pictures by side, take a picture just like that. I'm going to give you a step-by-step instructions on how to accomplish this. Again, I will provide the black and white cardstock paper for this, and I can go into more detail, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Kids can pick whatever shape they want. You can look up silhouettes online to get the basic shapes, but it could be a heart, it could be an animal, it could be a hand tracing, whatever your kid is inspired to do for this. That is what we're looking for this particular art contest. And then on the other one, clay creature, I will be giving you air dry clay. They're going to be self-contained little packets. So each child gets only 1 packet per student per entry. So please do not put like 3 of them together and make a giant clay creature. I want to make sure everybody has the same amount of supplies and it's fair. And then you can decorate and paint with whatever kind of supplies you have at your site. If you don't have any art supplies or want some more, please just email me and I'll make it happen. Again, these 2 contests are optional, but again, something to do. They're different and fun. Contest rules similar to what they were last month. So it's open for all Teen Primetime students, K through 8. Make sure the entries are rated E for everybody and appropriate for school, no violent images and things of that nature. Want to make sure it's good for everybody. 1 entry per student per contest, and then you can use any art supplies at your site. And then make sure when you submit the site winner, you give me the child's first name. I don't need last names. I need their grade and then their school. I mean, I know what school because it's coming from you, but name and grade is most important because some of your schools have elementary school students and middle school students. So if you need to, as you can see from the voting last month, I split it up into 2 different divisions. So if you have middle school and elementary school kids participating, then you can have a site winner for each. Elementary school is defined for us for 1st to 5th, and middle school is 6th to 8th. That makes sense? So again, site winners. You can send me pictures of all the entries, but I most likely need only 1 site winner to do the voting. So if you just send me a group photo, I'm going to probably reply, hey, which one's the site winner? In the event of a tie, please have the students vote, or if it's just easier, if you can just pick one, that's best. All participants will get candy or chips or whatever your kids want as an incentive. Make it happen. And then site winners will get an art surprise, and the grand prize winner will get a bigger art supply or whatever I have available at the office. But it's good, I promise. All right, and we can build that. So we can build that again. Last month we did build a life-size zoo animal, and we had some really incredible entries. So thank you again for those who participated, and hopefully next month we do some more spectacular designs. Again, this is a group activity. It's not an individual thing. If you have a group of 3, that's fine. If you need to split it up, if you have so many kids that want to participate, that's wonderful. Maybe you can split them up into 2 different groups and then pick one to submit for the voting. For our challenge for January and February, it's going to be similar, only 2 building items and 1 adhesive. So an example of that is spaghetti noodles, marshmallows with hot glue. Again, I will be providing these materials. You don't have to go out and purchase them. So, and then painting or coloring your design is up to you. That's optional. I mean, it adds more to it. So if you need to add that to your order, so be it. So for next month, I'm going to have you guys vote at the end of this meeting what we're going to do. So here are options. So we're going to do the state of California. So however you interpret that, you can build a 3D model, whatever, Ferris wheel, Statue of Liberty, or the Colosseum from Rome. So those are our 4 items we're going to vote on shortly. I'm going to have you put your vote in the chat. So I'll bring up these options later, unless you want to write them down, but they will be on the screen later. So digest that. Those are the 4 options we're going to pick from, and then we'll pick one, and I will send you the details next week about supplies and things of that nature. All right, next steps. So on Tuesday, because there's no school on Monday, I'll email site directors the art contest flyer and ask about what kind of candy or incentive your kids want. Again, if your kids want pretzels or something else, let me know. And then all sites, as I said before, are required to do Mystery Art Box Challenge, and we can build that. So please put them in the weekly schedule, site directors, just so they're there and you know, and you have time allotted for those to be completed. And then I'll email everybody or site directors when the supplies are ready for pickup, or if I need to deliver things to sites. Our next enrichment meeting and due date is going to be February 17th. That's a Friday. So that's about 4 weeks from today at 11 a.m. And again, these items will be due as well. And again, I'm going to provide this PDF or JPEG of this flyer, so you will have all the information and the step-by-step guide to do the negative and positive space art. All right, and I will show you our calendar. So if don't have our Google Calendar, that's our timeline, or you can make it on your own calendar, but I put all these dates on our calendar if you need the additional reminders through Google. All right, so we are going to, are there any questions so far? Speak up. I know there's.
I'm sorry, I just joined. Do you want us to put our name in the chat?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Name and school. So we are going to now focus on site-based projects and the enrichment template. So we call it the enrichment template or activity plan. It goes by so many names, but it's one document, and you will use your Team Primetime email to access the template. If you don't have a Team Primetime email, let me know, and I will give you the information for David Wright. He's our staff member that does the emails and sets you up, or if you forgot your password, he can reset that as well. But we need to make sure that we use our Team Primetime email just to keep things in the Google world. People are chatting. Oh, okay, they're putting there. Got it. All right, so why do we fill these out? One, to keep it organized. They're great advertising tools that your site director can hold up and be like, hey, look at what we're doing, to potential new students, teachers, principals, or anybody that comes to the site and wants to know, hey, what does Team Primetime do? This is what our program looks like for our Spiro program on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Come and see what we're doing. And in case you're absent, we can keep the program running without any hiccups. If we can step in and do that, that would be great. And of course, they're valuable documents. They demonstrate what what your impact at Teen Primetime are. They're a walking, talking document of your footprint at Teen Primetime. So if you do an art program, it's a great organizational tool to say, hey, this is what I did at Teen Primetime for your next job interview or college or whatever you guys are doing for your next step. So again, it's a valuable document. It's not meant to be homework or to stop you from doing anything else. It is a great tool for you to organize what you're doing at your program. And of course, the enrichment templates are not finalized. Kids change their minds weekly, daily, hourly. So please be flexible and willing to ship things around. Have a plan B or C in case students lose interest. Again, if you find that kids really don't want to do robotics, they're bored, they do this during the school day or something like that, then change it up. You can always survey kids. What are they into? What's trending now? And things like that. Or if they're doing something during the school day, maybe you can incorporate that at the after school or do something completely different. Feel free to change your template and then you can resubmit it as well. You can handwrite them as long as your handwriting is easy to read, because again, these are going to be submitted to me and given to the senior staff at the Teen Primetime office. So when they do site visits, they have this document to see what is happening at each school. Again, with 18 schools, we will get around to all different sites to see what's going on and make sure things are running smoothly. And again, if you have questions, you can email me and we can go from there. And of course, with the enrichment template is, of course, you need supplies. So please submit your enrichment template first, so I know what this is for. And then if you're asking me to get the supplies, please give me at least a week to order the supplies just so they can come in on time and things like that. You can also ask your site director. They should have credit cards to pick up supplies, but again, give them at least a week. Don't say, oh my gosh, I have to do all this paper mache. I need everything today. That's don't expect people to be able to do that with their time, and ask people if they can do things. And then as a last resort, you can purchase the items yourself and get reimbursed. I would do the first two before the last one because it's just faster if you get the items and not waiting for the lump sum of money to come back to you. So information on enrichment, it's not in the activity template, but take pictures and videos of your projects. Again, it's great evidence that it happened. We do photos of the week at our weekly site director meeting, so please give them to your site directors so they can show off what you're doing at your school. We can, if everybody's doing a great project, we can switch and share and make sure everybody's programming is being highlighted. Please do not take photos or videos with your personal devices. We have a site phone that is for that specific reason. If the site director's phone is being used on the other side of campus and you just can't get to it, then please ask for an iPad or a camera from me, and I'm happy to get you something to create evidence of what your programming is. Okay, so again, please don't use your personal devices. Your cell phone should not be out at all during work hours. So please make sure those are kept safe away. And then if you do need an iPad or a camera to take pictures, please let me know and I can take care of that. And of course, we went over this earlier, appropriate art content. Want to make sure the art projects are age appropriate, do not contain toxic or harmful products. Make sure things are sketched out ahead of time. If you find that kids are just doing the final project and it's like, whoa, full of blood and crazy things, please have them sketch out the idea beforehand and approve them. And of course, with all the art contests, we want to make sure it's rated E for everyone, because we may use your art project to promote on social media or show to supporters or donors and things like that. So we just want to make sure everything is appropriate. Again, don't need to dwell on that too much. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right, so any questions on those items before we get on to, let's see if those are great. No? Okay. I am going to, hold on, let me stop sharing. All right, here we go. We're gonna jump into the activity plan. So this is what it looks like. So again, in big red bold letters, do not start editing it once you get this document. Please go to File, make a copy, and then you can put robotics, POMS, okay? And then you make a copy, and then boom, that is your file for you to customize and fill in the blanks, okay? So I will pop up the example. So I will send you this example after the meeting so you have access to it. Please don't override it, just use it as an example. So again, embroidery, 2 times a week, Monday and Wednesday. What grades? Again, some of your schools have K through 8, some of you have only 6th through 8th. So if you need to split it up into different groups because you have so many 6th graders and not so many 7th and 8th, so be it. But you can put that in this information right here. So these are considered educational enrichment. We don't need them for sports or recreation at this time. That might happen later on. Academic enrichment is homework, so we don't need them for that. But educational enrichment are your specialized programming at your site. Materials needed for the class. So I can click on this link and they organize it in a spreadsheet. So these are the items they already have at their school, so they didn't need them ordered. And then Amazon links. I love Amazon links because it tells me exactly what you want. So quantity, price, and then cost, and of course, what the items are. Again, we don't have a set budget yet, so reach for the stars. Don't go too crazy. If I find that your budget is like $5,000 and we can't do it, then I will let you know. But please be aware of, like, if you can save a buck, why not? So please put that anticipated budget here. But again, you can submit whatever you want, but I may come back at you and say, hey, we can't spend this much money, and just to be realistic. Summary of the course. So summary of the course, self-explanatory. How would you sell this program to a student, parent, or principal? So give us a brief summary of what the class is. Prime time way. So why are you doing this at the school? What are the kids, they want to do DIY projects? Are they want to learn how to sew? Like, why this school? Why do you want to do this project? Why is this important to the kids and things like that? So a little bit different than a summary. And then this is a really huge point. So it's an 8-week program. We want to plan ahead. It's not a one-off, one-day activity. This is built out into 8 weeks, and then it ends in a culminating event or showcase. And you can partner this up with other enrichment programs. So if you have a dance team, you have an art program, and you have spray paint art, maybe you can have one big showcase one day before spring break or something like that. I'm not asking for individual showcases for each enrichment program. I mean, if that's what you need, great. But if you want to collaborate and put everything all in one day, that's fine as well. Don't feel like you have to plan it all on your own. I can help. Your site director can help. You can ask kids to help plan this party. They can make invitations, posters, invite the principal. Again, I don't know with COVID restrictions how open your schools are, if parents can be invited. That's a site-by-site basis. So again, building out the program. Again, I'm not asking for a whole paragraph here, just one couple words description of what you're doing, and then a couple of notes of what that means. So again, building out your program. This is a great walking, talking document to show what you did at your school and go from there. Let me think if there's anything else. Again, I will provide this document so you can see what we expect when we ask for this to be turned in. It should be turned in and filled out all the way. So if you don't know what the prime time way is, then let me know. But reading this example, you kind of get the idea of what we're looking for, and go from there. Cool. Enrichment. All right, so let's see. Any questions on the activity plan? Again, it's your personalized document, and I want you to share with your site director and me so I can collect them. And again, if it's taking more than an hour to fill out, then you're overcomplicating it. Please just give us what the class is. That's mainly what we need to know, and knowing that there's going to be some kind of event or performance at the end. So we can show it off, we can invite people and get to the next level of Team Prime Time. Okay, no questions. And then this is just to show you the art timeline. This is connected with Google, and I put all the meetings or due dates and things like that. So you can have that. I mean, it's only like one date a month, it looks like, so it's not too complicated. It won't clutter your calendar. And that's all with the Google world. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing, and I'm going to have you guys vote on our, we can build that. So I'm going to disappear for a second. So go ahead in the chat, vote for which one you want to do. And the winner is what we will do for next month. So State of California, Ferris wheel, Statue of Liberty, the Coliseum. Again, you'll have to build it with 2 building materials and 1 adhesive. So far, lots of Ferris wheels. And I guess it's optional if it's a functioning Ferris wheel. I know that's going to be a question later on. So, I mean, if it moves, then maybe we can ask for video of it moving. If it doesn't, then, I mean, it's an extra element. I don't want to stress out the kids. All right, so let's do 30 more seconds of voting. So far, Ferris wheel is spinning out of control. We have a couple Coliseums. Ooh, Coliseum is coming back, but I think Ferris wheel is gonna take it. Oh man, Coliseum is, all right, I'm gonna have to count these after the meeting. I don't want to spend too much time counting. All right, last of the votes. All right, I'm gonna appear again. Awesome, thank you. So I will announce the winners of the contest for last month later on today, so check your emails for that. And when you do realize your team won, or your school won, or your student won, make a big deal about it. Like, have them do an acceptance speech, you know, in front of everybody. Again, if they're super shy, don't scare them, but make a big deal, like, hey, you guys won. Like, again, I'll contact you about prizes and things like that. Pizza party or food party, it's up to you, whatever is more convenient and what your kids want, and things like that. So again, I will announce those winners later today. Are there any questions? We have about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes left. No, everything makes sense. All good. Chanticleer is all good. So again, there's 4 items for this for these next 4 weeks. Everything is due on February 17th. That's a Friday, and that is also when our next enrichment meeting is. You know how to reach me: email, text, phone call, and we'll go on from there. But I think last month we did a lot. So I did one last art project for this month, and we'll see how it goes. If you have any ideas for future contests or things like that, please let me know. I'm all ears. I love to try new things. And again, if there's a cool thing that you're doing at your site, we'd love to share that at our site director meeting. So if you're not a site director, please talk to your site director and be like, hey, photo of the week, I got your entry right here. Again, that's a great idea to share with all the other sites and get them inspired to do things that we know work at other sites. Because again, 18 schools, we have a lot of kids to to do activities with, and not all of them are gonna like the same things, but sometimes we get lucky. Parlor beads were a big success. Yay. All right, so I will let you know of who the winner of the We Can Build That entries are, but it definitely is between Ferris wheel and Coliseum. All right, last moment to ask questions. Cool. All right, well, I'll let you go. I'll submit this hour for your payroll, and have a wonderful day and weekend.